horribleness.
Okay.
So late. No, I do not want to see TJR on my screen. Nothing hurting. I guess I don't need to change my title. Yeah, sure. Whatever.
I don't even know what I'm looking for right now. The price just doesn't make sense to me.
Crypto leaks FX. What are you looking for today? I'll go over that in a bit. I'll go over that at like 9:20. But what's good though? How was your weekend? What's up? Satanists. Wow, interesting name. Satanas? Maybe it's Satanas? Oh, what's good, Sandro? I see. It's you. I see. I heard some music. I'm just putting some lo-fi. I put Christian lo-fi last time and I got copyrighted. Put some NCS. Let me know if I usually keep it so quiet that you probably can't hear it in your stream, so should be fine. I can't even hear it on my stream. Or my computer. What the heck? Actually, no, Ethan, you're going at 9:25, right? So I quickly do.
Yeah.
There might be a 15 and a 15-minute change of state, by the way, on the lows right now. But there's no look on the lows and kind of iffy. Yeah, big fan of that. Make sure my VPN's on. It's pretty good. Weird angle of me. Oh, you guys get my wrist. Okay. Cool. Alright, I'll just quickly go over what I see right now. To be honest, with expanding lower, I kind of want to wait until 9:30. And I think you should be waiting until 9:30 anyways, because it's 9:20. And I see this down move, starting off with a 15-minute and 5-minute setup on the highs, but I didn't take it because I wasn't looking at the charts. There's also a weekly hidden SMT on the highs. Or is it weekly? Yes, 6-hour body. hitting SMT on the highs, and then with a 15.5, but I wasn't looking at charts, and also I just wasn't interested in taking a trade at the time, so we're at 4-hour gap. Yeah, sure, check that out. In terms of the weekly chart, we're at a premium, so I wouldn't be opposed to lower prices. Also taking out some of this sell side liquidity right over her. Bing, 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 boom. Squeezing lows. Boom, 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 boom. And though there's a 15-minute sequential SMT on the lows, and even maybe a change in state delivery upwards, I wouldn't be so hell bent on this reversing upwards, especially with this 15-minute gap and all this sell side liquidity resting below. So basically, all this gibberish at the end of the day. Wait until 9:30 for clearer prices. Is my current outlook. And I guess you might hear Ethan's outlook as well if he's okay with sharing that.
Yeah, I'll probably talk about it a bit.
Yeah.
I think I'll just wait for 9:30 though. They have I think there's a London low SMT right now.
Yeah. London low SMT with possibly 15-minute change of state delivery.
Yeah.
But no wick on the bottom of it. And we have a weekly sequential SMT on the highs.
I like this daily fair value gap though. Right here. Yeah. Here, let me go live.
Yes, sir. So you have no Wi-Fi, right?
Yep.
Okay. What's up, Fact Loop? For anyone looking for my insights, you guys can go back in the stream. If not, Ethan's about to give his insights, which may possibly be a little different, but on a general level, probably a little similar. So you guys are about to hear it in probably like 5 minutes. I'll close this door.
Yeah. Can you just text your parents? Like, let them know. Yeah.
Recording in progress.
It was good talk. Buys today. Go back on the live a little bit, and you'll see. I'm leaning a little more bearish than bullish, but I want to wait until 9:30. We have 15 minutes sequential SMT on the lows. We have 15-minute change of state delivery. It needs to have 5-minute closure, or closure in 5 minutes. Sorry. But there is a weekly hidden SMT on the highs, 15-minute and 5-minute SMT on the highs, and 15-minute gap lower. So.
All right. Is everyone able to hear me?
You guys are about to hear Ethan's bias.
You guys are gonna. Wait, are you guys able to hear me? Hello? What's going on? No sound for some reason. Bro, the Zoom thing is kind of annoying.
I get to stream on Zoom too.
There you go. You guys should be able to hear me now, right? Okay, great. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another live trading. Okay, so heading into today, I'm gonna be honest, I think price is kind of both-sided for me right now. Overall, I am leaning more bullish. I would like to see long-term bullishness. However, one thing I am paying attention to right now on the daily chart is that we have this fair value gap. So ideally, I would like to see if Nasdaq's able to drive lower into the daily fair value gap and then continue pushing higher. And so if this is the scenario that's playing out, I would like to see intraday bearish price action. But one thing that is making me kind of conflicted against this analysis is we have a London low SMT right now, and we're about to create that change in state delivery. I'm personally not going to enter on this trade. I think this could be a potentially good opportunity if we create a 15-minute change state delivery right now with the 9 a.m. candle close above this. It could be a potentially good long entry right here. The only thing that makes me uncomfortable with this position, however, is that there is no bottom wick on this 15-minute candle, and it's also about to be equities open. I'm probably just gonna wait for equities open to pass rather than trying to take a stab at this, and then if it just instantly stops me out, then I'd rather, just be patient here. Other than that, yeah, I would like to see the daily fair value gap be tapped into. That would be the high probability trade in my opinion. If price trades into it, if we get like a previous day low SMT within that, or previous week, it would just be previous day low SMT within that, and look for continued higher prices. That is where I would be looking for that high probability trade of the week, potentially creating low of the week and then continue higher. On YM, I still think it's a pretty clean framework. We've traded into this daily fair value gap over here, and then we drop down to the 90-minute chart. We can see a pretty good market maker buy model schematic over here, right? So I think YM is pretty clean to look for longs here if we get those bullish SMTs. So if anything, I think YM's the one to long. NQ possibly looking for a previous day low. ES also looking for previous day low, and that could potentially set us up for a low of the week, looking for continued higher prices, and that would set YM up to complete this market maker buy model overall. So we'll see what happens at equities open in 2 minutes, and then if there's, I don't think there's going to be a 5-minute, right? It's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible to have a 5-minute SMT on the low as well, so we'll see what price wants to do. But once again, I would normally take this long off this 15, but it's just because there's no bottom wick that's making me pretty uncomfortable here, so I'm just gonna wait on it. Rather be patient than force this trade. No sound on Zoom, okay. MacBook. Okay, you should have audio on Zoom now as well. So yeah. What would give me more confidence for bearish price action earlier today? I was looking initially for a short this morning. I got wicked out at break even. The reason why I took the short is because we had previous session high SMT. It was a hidden SMT. I entered off of that 5-minute change state delivery and inversion, and this was my entry. And then I got wicked out at break even, which is why I'm no longer in this trade, unfortunately. But what would have given me more confidence is that if we had a previous day high SMT, that would give me more confidence for lower prices, which is why I'm just kind of sidelined right now. Because the thing is, there's no reason for me to chase this, especially when we've created equal highs with previous day high pretty much. Does look kind of good for buys though. It's just the fact that there's no bottom wick. So let's see what's going on here. If we get a 5-minute SMT on the highs and then change state delivery, could potentially look for lower prices.
Yeah, that might be the case with how YM's moving right now.
Mm-hmm. is this significant bottom? 6 hour. Trade into a 4 hour gap here. I think that's also a 6 hour gap. Yeah. 15-minute SMT a little low. We'll see if we get that change state delivery or not after. The logic of my pre-market entry was just off of the London high SMT and the 5-minute high SMT. Those are just stacked SMT. That was my logic for that trade. So I'm honestly with the reaction here with YM, I'm liking shorts, to be honest. I just want to see if we can get a strong push lower after this equities open here. Potentially we could even see YM, or we could see NQES push into previous day high, create a previous day high SMT, and then that could even mark the maybe a high of the week even. So we'll see. So far so good with the movement. Alright, comparing the last high of the S&P with NASDAQ. I'm comparing, as of right now, what I'm paying attention to is London high, and then after that it's going to be previous day high. So those are the two key levels I'm paying attention to right now for potential shorts into the daily fair value gap if it wants to retrace back in there.
Let's see if previous day high gets smacked. It's pretty close.
As of right now, I think YM's looking better for shorts, but we see that Nasdaq is pushing into London high now, so that's gonna create the bearish SMT that we're looking for. See if Nasdaq's able to push into previous day high, and then from there, start hunting some bearishness if possible.
Yeah, that's previous session high taken by NQ already now, and not taken on YM.
Yeah.
Or ES yet. So.
What does it mean to not have a bottom wick? So typically, what I look for in a candle is whenever there's no top or bottom wick. Because there's no top or bottom wick, you're looking for power of 3 within a candle, right? Which is open, high, low, close, or open, low, high, close. And so whenever a candle has no open, low, high, close, so in this case there's no open, low, meaning what I look at that as is accumulation occurred, but there was never a manipulation of that candle to take out that liquidity. So there just is resting liquidity at the open of this candle is basically what I'm referring to.
That is previous day high taken now, guys. So now there's previous day high, previous session high, previous 90-minute high, sequential SMTs. And technically, previous week high hidden.
Yeah.
Or not even hidden now.
So dependent on this 15-minute candle closure, if we get this change of state delivery on the 15-minute, then I'll start hunting for shorts on YM potentially here. And then I'd be targeting some sort of sell side liquidity like this one over here from Friday. So we're just waiting on Nasdaq to show some sort of weakness if it wants to go lower. We've gotten all the SMTs that I want to see so far. It's just waiting on it to show weakness now.
New all-time high. Jeez.
Inside our bodies is a current, like the life stream. That current is what fights off any malevolent intruders. What do you mean, psychology?
So if we get a 5-minute change state delivery here on all three on all three markets, then I'll enter a short on Nasdaq here, but gonna need to see Nasdaq really start to push lower here.
They were brought here half dead. They must have been brutally tortured. They did what I could to save them.
Not the most ideal price action.
Create Sephiroth.
But maybe a little line up eventually.
I think YM is the one looking like the best short as of right now. But once again, I'd really like to see Nasdaq and ES kind of provide that bearishness as well before really taking the stab.
Damn, it's pushing.
Yeah,
Just do all-time highs. But like, even if you're, I mean, if you took the 15-minute change of state, you'd be 2 hours to the highs, and then after that, it's just you kind of just wing it, or you trail. Oh, 15-minute change in state delivery on YM potentially.
Yeah, but the only thing is like, even if there's a 15-minute change state delivery here, right? I'm gonna want to see Nasdaq and ES show some sort of weakness as well. So still sidelined here, guys. Not anything of interest yet. Once again, just to reiterate what I'm looking for right now, is we have all the bearish SMTs I wanted to see. We have previous day high SMT, we have that London high SMT, we have 5-minute high SMT. But before looking for any shorts, I need to see some sort of bearish order flow being put in on Nasdaq, ES, and YM. So right now, YM's looking good for shorts, but in order to confirm that, I need to see Nasdaq and ES also give some bearish order flow here on the 5-minute. So that would be some sort of chain state delivery or inversion for value gap.
off to space.
Yeah. You just sent it from this SMT.
Yeah, actually. Target, middle of nowhere.
Can you explain why we're looking for shorts? So the reason why I'm looking for shorts, well, maybe not anymore, but initially why I was looking for shorts is because of the daily fair value gap. And we have previous day high SMT, London high SMT, as well as 5-minute high SMT, which is why I'm interested in shorts. But given how price is developing right now, I wouldn't really be interested in shorts anymore, given how bullish this is. So I might just not have a trade for today.
Let's see. If I were to. Lemon.
That's good stuff, guys, for those that got on these longs. SMT is a cracking correlation between swing points of correlated markets. So the three markets that are correlated in the index futures that I use are ES, NQ, and YM. So whenever there's a cracking correlation between swing points, meaning this high right here is previous day high, NASDAQ took it out, ES took it out, and YM failed to take it out, I look at that as a bearish signature in price, which is why I'm interested in lower prices. But I'm gonna need to see like lower time frame confirmation before I would truly look for something here.
so high.
Yeah.
What a crazy markout.
I don't think I'm gonna have any trades today, guys. I'll be honest. With this bullish displacement, I wouldn't even be comfortable trying to trade short against it. YM created perfect equal lows with London low as well. Previous day high. I think if the previous day high, according to Jesse's model, actually, where even is previous day high? Oh, it's way down there. Okay, never mind. We are far. All because of this bottom wick. I didn't trust this long. It's okay though. It's fine.
Yeah. Must be that happens.
What was the news driver? It was just equities open, I think. Is there somewhat formula for risk trying to pass a 50k challenge on Top Step? I usually just divide. So personally, what I like to do is I like to divide the account max drawdown by 10, and then I risk that per trade. So on a 50k challenge on Top Step, that's $2,000 max drawdown. I would risk $200 per trade. If you're very confident, then you could risk maybe like $500 per trade. But I think $200 per trade is usually a good starting spot, which is 10% of the max drawdown.
Yo, NQs. Later. See you later, ever.
I
See you
think-
later, everyone.
Yeah, I think low key YM might be a good long here. Give it 3 minutes. If we close pretty bullish here. I think a good long opportunity would be on YM right now to kind of just play the catch-up game. And stops would be below here. But give it 3 minutes here. And then potentially take a long. It's going to be a pretty wide stop loss here though. Dependent on your risk, of course. But if YM closes above London high, then I think we're clear for higher prices here.
Yeah. Is there a bond wick on YM? There is.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I wouldn't even paper trade a short right now, yeah. That idea is out the window. So 2 more minutes here. See if we close above London high, and then I'll take a position here for a long on the 15-minute chart. It's going to be on YM, just to reiterate. It's not going to be on NQ, because NQ is long gone. There's no more drawn liquidity for me on NQ. It'd just be YM for this market maker buy model.
Off the moon.
So let me I'm just going to full screen YM here, because this is the framework we're working with.
See if YM can invalidate this previous session high. It looks like it's about to pretty much did. Invalidate previous session high and invalidate previous 90-minute high.
All right, everyone, I'm in. I'm in on this trade.
And that is invalidation. Invalidation.
I just use the 30-minute. I'm gonna use the 30-minute chart here just because it's a little cleaner for the chart to show you guys. But the entry was off the 15-minute chart. Actually, I think I'll just use the 90-minute chart. It's probably cleaner. Or the hourly. Once again, I executed on YM. Why did you put the stop loss there? The reason I put the stop loss here is because it's the candle that created the change state delivery on the 15-minute chart. It's also a pretty big displacement, so ideally I wouldn't really want price to go all the way back down to there anyways. right? So this is the 15-minute candle that created this large displacement higher, creating this change state delivery. So ideally, I wouldn't want price to trade all the way back down here, invalidating this order block right here, right? If it trades, even if it did trade all the way back down here into this order block, I'd like to see higher prices. But before this order block, you still have this breaker block up here too. And ideally, if we're seeing bullish price action, I'd like to see a bullish fair value gap being left behind as well. So everything in terms of narrative is telling me I'd like to see just continued higher prices here pretty much, which is why my stop loss is at this low. But you guys can see how we just waited for price to kind of show its hand today. And instead of chasing NASDAQ, we just simply adapted and executed on the market that's lagging behind in this case, with the cleanest framework as well. Right, so instead of chasing NASDAQ, I decided to just wait. We got the invalidation of London high closure, execute on that, and then we have a very clear market maker buy model on YM, which is why I still am willing to execute on this.
All right, yeah. I marked out this 5-minute change in state delivery, guys, on YM. This is my live position on TFD. Yeah, I just asked Ethan to quickly mute, so that's why I had to wait a sec. But yeah, this is my second idea of the day. I marked out the first one as well. Let's see if it goes. You know, the rest is left up to the market. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
What's abbreviation on Tradovate for YM? It's just YM. Or if you want to trade the micros, then it's MYM. Do we manage to trade at stop loss to break even or anything? So how I would manage this trade as it develops is that if YM's able to make it to previous day high, then that's where I move to break even, and you could potentially take a partial here, but that would be pretty much just 1R on this trade. So what I would do is if price hits previous day high, move stop to break even, and then I'm just continue holding this and see if it can ride higher. And at each buy side liquidity, you can kind of reassess. So up here, this is going to be probably like maybe, that's going to be like 3R, I believe, at this buy side. At 45043, that would be like a 3R. You can trim there. And then ultimately what I'm looking for is this buy side liquidity external range high.
I entered on 9:50 candle closure, so it was after 9:45 on YM. Crash.
Just confirm previous session high, previous session low is always previous day. It's previous. So previous session high, previous session low is dependent on what session you're trading right now. So if it's London session right now, then I would be referring to Asia high, Asia low. But because it's New York AM session, I'm referring to London high, London low. Let's say it was New York PM session, then I'd be referring to AM high, AM low. It's just whatever the previous session is. Would you like to enter with limit at 5 minute fair value up to have a better RR, or do you prefer enter trade as soon as your idea validated? I usually just enter as soon as my idea is validated because in the past I would wait for those retracements, but sometimes those retracements never come. So I'd rather just be a part of the move and sacrifice some RR.
I'll be right back, guys. Fine. I'm gonna. Oh, should I say we're gonna end stream at 10:30, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off here at 10:30, but
yeah. Let's see what price does. I think this is gonna be the type of leave the trade and come back to it like in 4 hours.
yeah,
Type of
it
thing.
might even low-key might turn into a swing trade, which would be kind of lame, but very possible.
Yeah, I'm actually hungry now. Can't lie.
Yeah,
Could eat.
we're gonna go in 20 minutes.
Yeah. I guess one shot white.
Are you gonna notify members when you manage the trade? Yeah, I always announce it. Is it unusual to see gold going the same direction as NQ? I used to think it was unusual, but low key, I've just seen it happen so often that at this point, I just trade the markets for what they show me. Just to confirm, we are now at New York AM, hence the previous session is the London session. When we're marking high and low of London session, do we take the whole day or just London PM? I would just do the high and low between midnight and 6 a.m. because we're in New York AM right now. Thoughts on NQ 1 minute? I don't look at the 1 minute chart, to be honest. 951. To be honest, looking for a long on NQ is ideal for me right now. And the reason is because all the buy side liquidities have been met. So there's, even if you entered a long here, there's nothing to target beyond that. Not the most ideal PA developing right now on YM, but we'll see. if I get stopped out of this position, I'm just gonna be done for the day. Because there's no way, if price does displace lower, there's no way that I would be able to take any more opportunities after that. Because London high SMT has already been invalidated with the closure above it on the 15-minute chart, which is why I took this long. What's your overall win rate? So far of 2025, I have around a 40% win rate. My average RR is around 3.8 R. I believe there's a 5-minute fair value gap. Let me see. Yeah, there's a 5-minute fair value gap here. So this kind of last line of defense, in my opinion, if it wants to support price higher, this would be your 5-minute unicorn model right here. So, but other than that, there's really nothing for me to do about this trade until at least previous day high is met. At that point, I'd be moving to break even and continue to hold this position, possibly for the external range high.
Someone asked, what if we create SMT on the highs between PM and AM sessions? What do you think about a scenario? So you mean like a lot later in the PM session? So it'll be AM to PM?
AM, PM. So when you get an SMT on the high between AM and PM session, I just disregard it because I wouldn't be trading the PM session anyways.
Yeah.
And I'm already in this long, so whatever happens in this position is pretty much it for me today because I only trade the session that has volatility injection. So in this case, equities open is the only session that has volatility injection today, which is why I'm looking for an AM session trade. If something happens during any other session, then I'm not too interested because there's no volatility.
Yeah. I'm assuming you just mean between PM and AM or AM PM, not specifically PM to AM because that's PM then goes to Asia.
I guess you're running 3 charts, ES, NQ, YM. You went long on YM among other things because NQ, ES were also bullish. Yes. So the reason why I went long on YM is because the London high SMT got invalidated at 9:50, or sorry, at 10 a.m., which is the closure of this 9:45 15-minute candle. It got invalidated, and so I'm looking for higher prices, and that's why I entered this long. On top of that, we got this 15-minute change state delivery created by this previous session low SMT, which is why I'm also looking for higher prices. So that's pretty much my narrative. And also, if we zoom out on YM, it has the cleanest narrative in my opinion because we're trading from a daily fair value gap, right? And so since we're trading from a daily fair value gap, I'd like to see higher prices into this external range high. Dropping down to the 90-minute chart, this would become a market maker buy model. And that's pretty much what my narrative is framed off of.
If we get a 5-minute SMT on the highs, is a good entry to target short. We would have 90-minute plus 5-minute SMT bearish. I would say no. Multiple reasons. One is how much we've already moved, and that we're gonna have less and less volatility today. Like there could be a random injection, but in general, we're going by probabilities, right? As well as like how many gaps we are creating upwards. So I would not trade against that. I would not trade against big gaps, just personally. It's usually not a good idea.
The person talking in the back, by the way, is my friend Elijah. He trades exactly the same way I do, so he's kind of just sharing his thoughts with his stream right now. Not looking bright on this development, not gonna lie, but it is what it is if it does stop me out here.
Yes, sir. Full out. Done for the day. Having a look.
Can you walk through how you drew the 90-minute range on YM? So the reason why I drew this range all the way back here on YM is because this is where Nasdaq started to take these highs, right? And YM failed to take out these highs. So I just left this range here pretty much because it never got purged together in tandem. And then here we see YM take out these lows on this range low, which is why I'm leaning bullish overall. And we're also having that SMT within a daily fair value gap. So the reason why I have that range over there is because it's the range that is what created the cracking correlation in price. Is the bias long? It may go to the fair value gap to a rate and go up again. My bias is long right now. I'm in a trade for on YM, a long on YM right now. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. And then let's talk about having their stock market open 24/7 on trading. Will this affect the times that you trade? I don't think so. I'm just gonna still be trading whenever there's volatility injection. If it affects the equities open aspect of things, then I'll probably just begin to disregard equities open and instead just wait for red folder news as that volatility injection instead. So one thing that I see you guys talking about is the weakness on NQ. The only thing I would say against it, not saying that it can't go bearish, but it's not very likely typically whenever you have such a bullish displacement like this, that price will just do a V-shaped reversal, right? Majority of the times whenever you have a displacement like this, price tends to continue in that direction. So I'd just be a little careful about trying to short that right now. I think the best confirmation for a short on, actually I don't even know. I don't have any confirmation for bearishness right now other than the previous day high SMT. But in order for me to confirm this previous day high SMT, you're going to need to see a 1 hour or 90-minute change state delivery to the downside. So that's why I'm not super bearish on this anymore right now. And the reason why I'm not bearish on the 5-minute or 15-minute time frame specifically is because you no longer have that 5-minute SMT on the high that we initially saw at 9:30, and we also no longer have that London high SMT that we initially saw at 9:30.
Okay, nice. Might create 15-minute change of state, hopefully. In an ideal world.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't want this trade to turn into a swing trade, but if it does, then it's just something I'm going to have to hold. I think previous day high is going to be the most ideal objective of the day. Past that, you're really going to want to see bullish displacement past that high.
Alright, still looks valid.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I don't know. We've been having very deep retracements last 2
Yeah.
days. Or not 2 days, last week, Friday, and today. So, yeah. Five minutes and 40 seconds for closure. I don't think they know the bathroom is the loudest.
it's
it's the most. We'll figure it out another day. Yeah.
Okay, on that note, I'm probably just gonna head off here, guys. You guys know the game plan. So, basically what I'm looking for is this long that I'm in. There's nothing else that I can really do. The management for this trade, however, is if we hit previous day high, I'm gonna be moving stops to break even on my trade here on YM. Previous day high, I'm probably gonna move stops to break even, and then from there, I'm going to continue holding my position, looking for this external range high, and for any intraday traders, then I would be looking to possibly trim at previous day high here. It won't be a super high RR trade, but it'll still be a winning trade on the day. So past that, I would just be paying attention to any buy side liquidity, such as this high over here at 45043. That could be a good take profit target if price is able to give you that massive displacement higher past previous day high. So if we close above previous day high on the hourly chart, you see price wick back into it, continue pushing higher. These could be really good areas to take profit. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. And then once again, previous day high, if price does tap into that, that's where I'm moving stops to break even. So that's my idea, pretty much. And once again, the framework is daily fair value gap, is the higher timer key level, the 1 hour or 90-minute chart market maker buy model. So I'll just put buy side of the curve right here, is what I'm looking for. We've taken out distribution phase 1, accumulation phase 1, so that's why we're looking for continued higher prices here. Reason of entry on the lower time frame is London low SMT, 5-minute SMT on the low. Was there a 5-minute SMT? No, so
No.
it's just London low SMT. And then we invalidated the 5-minute SMT on the highs. We also invalidated London high SMT, which gave me confirmation further to look for higher prices. That was my entry. Stop loss below the candle that created the change state delivery and displacement higher. And now looking for previous day high, once again, for that break even. Move stop to break even, and then past that is going to be your buy side liquidity, which is distribution phase 1 of this market maker buy model. And then ultimately that origin consolidation is what I'm looking for, which is this external range high. Type 1, if that makes sense to everyone. Of course, I will be updating you guys as this trade develops. If I get stopped out, then you guys know I just got stopped out. But if there is any development or anything that I need to update you guys on, then I'll let you guys know. Great.
One's in the chat.
When is next webinar? For me, it's going to be Friday. So I go live every Monday and Friday. Jaden goes live every Tuesday. Jesse goes live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Would you trail to 10:15 low if we close above 10 a.m. candle? That could be, you could do that, yeah. That'd be completely fine. You could, if we close above this candle, you could definitely trail to this 10:15 low if you want to start mitigating some risk. I'm personally just gonna continue holding this though. Until we create some sort of swing high and break above it, I'd probably just continue trailing. But I think that is a very safe stop loss if you want to trail to 10:15 a.m. candle low after this candle closure, if we're able to close above the 10 a.m. candle, because that would be activating this new propulsion block or this new order block, if you just to simplify things. And then you also have a swing low that respected this RDRB, also this bullish breaker, it respected all of that. So that would be a good stop loss to trail to. There you go, like that. So, great eye stand. But on that note, I will... Oh yeah, the Team K, they go live, I believe, Monday to Fridays, London session, sorry. I always forget to mention them because I'm not a London session trader. It's my bad. But yeah, on that note, thank you everyone for attending the stream as always. If you are continuing to trade outside of my model, then good luck with trading. Other than that, I'll update you guys on the trade management of my trade that's going on right now. So take care everyone, and as always, have a great rest of your days.
Alright, that's my parents showering. It's unfortunate that the sound isn't the best here, but hey, we're traveling, it happens.
Yeah, it's okay.
I am going to, it is 10:30 now, so I will probably end stream. Where do Ethan streaming? I mean, he's streaming right beside me, but if you mean where we are, we're in Hong Kong. Or like, where is he streaming to? Oh, he streams to a, private community, yeah.
But Tuesday to Thursday, I stream on YouTube.
Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, he streams on YouTube. There's a free Discord in my bio, and he will announce his lives. I'll announce my lives. We'll announce generally our analysis in there as well, and some trades we're taking. So feel free to join. There's literally nothing paid on it. You do have to enter through WAP though, so the link will send you to WAP, which is you basically have to like enter some information so you can enter the Discord. That is literally just to avoid bots. We used to have a lot of bots in our server and bad actors, so we just wanted to add like an extra layer. Yo, let's go deadband. Oh, my bad. If NQES and YM correlate, then why both NW and ES have all-time highs with NW?
The NW?
Oh, I'm guessing you're saying NQ.
YM. At Y. NQ or YM?
He's saying if NQES and YM correlate, then why NW and ES have all-time highs formed yesterday, but not YM. I'm guessing NQ. Yeah, NQ.
YM's kind of just lagging behind.
Yeah, it's lagging behind.
Yeah.
And the fact that it doesn't hit like it hasn't hit, it creates cracks in correlations, right? And that's how we trade pretty much, right? So yes, in theory they're supposed to be all correlated, but when there's a crack in correlation, that is what we're looking for to base our trades off of, right? Because in theory they should be all moving together, right? All right, I'm gonna end my stream, guys. There's no keep tabs on the free Discord in my bio. I'll announce, and Ethan will announce when he's going live, like doing lives. But I won't be live tomorrow. Yeah, I'm probably I'm not gonna be live tomorrow. I'm just gonna have my birthday dinner tomorrow. My birthday dinner was moved because there's a typhoon here in Hong Kong on my birthday. So yeah, I'm gonna be taking my day off tomorrow. But I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. So yeah, stay tuned. Join the free Discord for any updates, or you can go. Sometimes I put updates on my Twitter, but honestly, I've been a little less active on Twitter because Twitter's just kind of brain rot. So I'll see you guys. No worries, Satanas. No worries, Devan. See you guys later. Peace. Oh, thank you, Devan. Another year older, feel the exact same, but we lit. Take care.